Manchester City complete an historic four-peat. They win the Premier League on the final day of the season. Another majestic, brilliant performance from Phil Foden and Rodri. Comfortable, really. There was the amazing kudos overhead kick that gave rivals of Man City hope, Arsenal hope. But the pictures now emerging, the City fans storming the pitch, celebrating history. And I know there are a lot of question marks hanging over the football club, but that will be handled at another time. Today, I'm just saying congratulations to Manchester City. Truly one of the greatest teams that's ever been produced, not just in England, but one of the greatest teams that's ever graced a football field. They are truly sensational. They win so regularly, with such comfort, with such ease, with such panache, quality football to boot. And Pep Guardiola winning another Premier League trophy, but also on the course for a double. And a double's a really big thing. The season after doing a treble and now doing a four-peat, absolutely huge from them. So I want to congratulate Manchester City and their supporters on that win. With Arsenal, it was an interesting game for them today. There was a beginning of the game, the energy, the atmosphere was electric, almost carnival-like, supporting their team. City score, and City's first goal, by the way, Foden, Jesus Christ, what a strike. He scores and the mood kind of gets killed. And then it's 2-0, and then they go a goal down with a really, a big deflection. And you think to yourself, you know what? Going to end up in a situation here where I was hoping for a bit of a spectacle, and we got a little bit of it, but it lasted a few minutes. And then when it was 2-1, the kudos overhead kick, the atmosphere grew in the Emirates Stadium. They got the equalizer. But I think as soon as that third goal went in for Man City, everybody knew it was done and done. I knew before kickoff. I didn't believe that West Ham would get a result today. But you know what? Arsenal, they demonstrated excellent fight. They kept on going until the very end. I mean, it would have been beyond poetic had Kai Havertz scored the winning goal to clinch a Premier League title. But it's been a very good season for Arsenal in terms of the Premier League. I think it's domestic trophies. That's another conversation for another day. But overall, it's been a very good season for them in the Premier League. They have pushed one of the greatest English teams of all time until essentially the very last kick of the Premier League season, and they're going nowhere. This Manchester City team is the best, and they are going to be hard to topple. It's as simple and as straightforward as that. But this Arsenal team is going nowhere. They're going nowhere fast. So then I don't believe next year they're going to be out of the title race. They're going to be struggling for top four. This team is going to go big again in the summer, and I think their fans can be frustrated with not winning anything. But that doesn't mean you have to throw baby out with the bathwater. It doesn't mean that you need to become toxic or nasty. You can push to go that next level. But I think you can sit back in a relative comfort. The Arsenal are so close to being back. Depends on what your definition of being back is. That's kind of personal. Some will say it's just challenging. I sort of view the big ones. When you're actually back is when everybody genuinely believes you can win something and or you are winning things. And I think when those two things happen, that's when you're back. But this Arsenal team will get there, in my opinion. I do believe this Arsenal team will win a major trophy or more. That has to be the standard that's set. But there's so many positives if you're an Arsenal fan right now. I see some people still acting like it's the sort of the end of the Wenger era and everything's doom and gloom and going crazy. I don't personally think that it is. But I want to get your thoughts. I want to get your feelings as well. We are going to talk about some of the other games today. I couldn't watch all of them. I had the Chelsea game on. Thought they played well in parts. Again, another victory for them. Guaranteed European football. I'm going to say this, Spurs fans. Young Daniel, you have to wear an Arsenal shirt for, I think, the first 3 streams that you do with us next season. How bad do Spurs fans feel now? They were quite close to getting a result against Man City. They were very close. Very, very close indeed to getting that result. But their fans made no noise. Their fans made no atmosphere. They didn't cheer at a corner. They didn't encourage the team at all. They put no pressure, those Tottenham fans, on Tuesday upon Man City. If they had done and they got a positive result, they could be in the Champions League next year. They could have an opportunity at glory. Imagine they have a really good summer and they become a really good team next year. They could have been getting that Champions League experience and have an opportunity. Crazy. But young Daniel said that wouldn't happen. They won. Villa won. They should have been in the Champions League. But if not, I mean, the fans essentially cost their club Champions League football in the end. It's crazy. Or at least a chance of it. At least the chance of it may be. Jurgen Klopp going out with a W, 2-0 win for his team. Saw there's a very early red card. Didn't watch that game. I literally only got 4 screens in here, so that's what I had. Of course, I had Man United on, and I want to say, Staffy, where are you? He did it 2 games running. Man like Rasmus Højlund taking people on and scoring. Absolutely, absolutely. Love that we won today. And look, we don't do very well away at Brighton. It's a horrible team for us to play. I was quite impressed with parts of the play, the system. I love the way we're tucking our fullbacks into midfield. We're in better positions when we then win the ball back. That's why Rasmus has scored 2 goals. It also shows I don't think Rasmus has been ready to start for Man United. Very much as all the scouting reports said when we bought him, he is a couple of years away from being ready. If the club would have just had the foresight to actually have an experienced number 9, imagine what Rasmus could have been doing this season from the bench from Manchester United. So very happy with that win as well. Going to go to your super chats and your comments that you send through. Then we're going to be bringing the panel out for you today. Someone here says Terry's hurt. Of course I'm hurt. I find it, if any Man United fan right now isn't feeling pain because you're watching one of your biggest rivals, and yes, I'm not from Manchester, but I live there, and I was a regular visitor. So I used to go there for Team GB training. A lot of the UK's big kickboxing and karate tournaments are held in Manchester. I then live there. I work there. Some of my best friends are from Manchester. Spent a lot of my life in that part of the world. Yes, it hurts me today to see Man City do a historic 4-peat. It hurts me seeing City be this good. Hurts me seeing Liverpool be as good as they have done over recent years, especially when you consider how poor we have become. So yes, I'm hurt. And I'm not ashamed to admit that. If you're a Man United fan and you're saying, I don't feel anything, I question the love you have for Man United. If your rivals are looking good and it doesn't hurt you. Why I said Arsenal scared me 2 years ago, because I saw a team leaving me in the mud. All it's been about. So yes, I'm hurting. I'm hurting very much inside. I am. I can't help it. I can't help how much I'm hurting. It's killing me. Let's have a little look here at some of these super chats. Arsenal didn't bottle shit. We will be back 100%. Well, if you guys watch the squad that came out, George is on there, one of the biggest Spurs fans you can come across, and George said it straight. You can't call this Arsenal team bottle jobs. The problem you have, Akil, is that everybody has I've seen people arguing this online the last few days. You can't debate what success is. Success is one thing only. You can't debate what bottling is. It's one thing only. Well, it's not. It's subjective. And it depends what lens you're looking through. I don't think Arsenal bottled the league this year. I think they were poor in the domestic cups. And I think they got about as far as they could in the Champions League with a lack of experience in the squad and with the manager. They progressed further, though. I think what they've demonstrated this year, and I've never once this season predicted they would win the league, Arsenal. What I did say is that I think they had a better chance this year than last. And I got laughed at for that. And they finished 2 points off. And they had a few blips and they bounced back from all of them. It just wasn't enough to beat one of the greatest teams of all time to this league title. But I don't think Baby and Bathwater should be thrown out together. I'm proud of this Arsenal team and look forward to seeing them scare more people in the future. As far as City goes, if you're going to cheat, the very least you could do is win everything. It's funny you say that. We'll see if they're found innocent or guilty, and then we'll have that conversation. But a friend of mine and I were talking. He said, well, they still have to win the games, and it's right. But there are people that have cheated in this world. Athletes that have taken steroids, and they still haven't won the world championships or won the Olympic gold. Still doesn't mean that doesn't mean they don't get banned. Do you get what I mean? Like it's irrelative. It's almost irrelevant. But yeah, if you are going to do it, you're better off winning. Caicedo, goal of the season. Oh yeah, what a goal that was! Absolutely phenomenal. That one from him. Bruno's was a little bit closer, but them two still not putting it above Garnacho's, in my opinion, though. Although Phil Foden's one today is going to have something to say about it. Caicedo's price not mentioned anymore. He's a beast because he's performing, Alex. And when you perform, your price tag doesn't get discussed. You supported Arsenal all season for them to come up trophyless. Hold this L, Terry. I didn't support Arsenal all season. When I saw who were in the title race, I had a choice. When someone said, "Who would you prefer to win?" The answer is always Man United. But when the running's Liverpool, City, Arsenal, my two biggest rivals, and Arsenal, of course, I'm going to say out of all them three, that's Arsenal. So yeah, I don't feel like I've got an L today because Arsenal didn't win the league. I feel like I've got an L because my club isn't competing for these trophies. That's how I personally feel. Arsenal and Villa trophyless with Champions League spots. Unai. Yeah, do you know what's so funny? Like Spurs had an opportunity to pass the bottle job badge on for the rest of the season. They could have done it. If they would have actually turned up against City in terms of the fans and put that pressure on their team to win, Unai Emery could have ended up being knocked out of Europe by Olympiacos and then bottling the Champions League on the final day of the season. What that would have meant for his kids out there that are literally saying that he's one of the best managers. I mean, he's a very good manager, but it's the one question mark I have over Unai Emery. There's something about his bottle that I'm not too sure if it's there, but we'll see. I know he's won Europa League, so I'm not putting him in like the Potts category. There's just something, and I can't quite put my finger on what it is. Lee here says, I don't ask for much. I don't ask for much for 115, not specific titles, strips, just retrospective points deductions, 2 points. Just 2 points in 2018, 2 points in 2022, 6 points in 2023, 3 points this season, 13 points, only a few more than Everton. Yeah, I get where you're coming from. I do get where you're coming from. They're just ridiculously good though, this City team. Watching them celebrating, it hurts, but they are very good. Congrats to City. Shame to the Arsenal, but I will have to say that they play brilliantly this season. That's from Jerome, who is a Spurs fan. Today could have been so different if those lily-white losers had given City an actual game. Glad Villa got pumped so that the small club can see what's lost. Well, this is the thing, isn't it, with Tottenham? I mean, you'll get Spurs fans say they don't care, and that is what they'll say. But they should, because their club should still mean more to them then, especially when there's something up for grabs. Does that make sense? And one of the reasons why I wanted a performance against Arsenal when Man United played them is we've got an FA Cup final. We've got to try and pick up a bit of steam. And interestingly, I thought we played quite well against Arsenal in parts. I've seen that in the Newcastle game and then in the Brighton game. We've made some adjustments to our team, and I got called crazy after that Arsenal game. I didn't say it was perfect. I wasn't sitting going, oh my God, it's the best ball I've ever seen in my life. But there's a real improvement there. Real improvement. Sometimes you just have to keep knocking till someone answers the door. So Arsenal will just keep knocking that damn door. Going to open someday. It will. It will if they keep this. If Arsenal keep this standard, they will win some major trophies. I'm very sure of that. A VAR and 115 charges. This league is done and will be replaced by La Liga again when Mbappe joins Madrid. The Prem needs to stand for what's right. Well, look, Garrett, I think when the trial is going to happen, when it does happen, we'll all get to hear and see and listen to what's going on. VAR, look, I do hear you on that, and that needs adjustment. That's cost lots of teams, though. That hasn't just helped City. It's cost lots of teams this year. I mean, Chelsea should have got a penalty today. Gallagher's foot got stood on. I couldn't believe. What's the referee seen to say that isn't a penalty? You can't tread on someone's foot. It's mad. Arsenal got 173 points over 2 seasons with no title, the most ever. Wow. And they got 83 points or more with no title in consecutive seasons. Only Chelsea did that before, and that was in 07 to 09, 3 in a row. Can't have done more. No bottling. Well, I think that if you're a negative person, you'll say, yes, you could have done more. You could have got an extra 3 points this season. You could have got an extra 6 points last year. Mathematically, you could have always done more. But when you actually understand football and you're being objective, Arsenal have had 2 very good seasons. They are now title contenders. And what I find so interesting about Arteta's detractors is that most of them said that he'd never get you playing nice football. He said that he couldn't handle quality players. They all said that he wouldn't ever get them in the Champions League. They all said that he will never get you into title races. They all said that you wouldn't get into the latter stages of the Champions League when you actually got into it. The last remaining point they have is that I don't think he'll win us another major trophy. But all they keep doing is kicking the can down the street. And when he does that, they'll turn around and go, say he wins the Prem next year, it will be, yeah, but it took him 5-6 years. We should have had more in that time. They'll just move it again. That's why I think the debate around that debate between those groups of people is done, because it doesn't matter what Arteta does. They're never going to change their minds. It's a very, very good season for Arsenal in the Premier League. 5 wins in a row to secure European football. Caicedo finally scoring a goal. I'll give credit to Bournemouth, played well. Bournemouth are a really good football inside, same as Crystal Palace at the moment. And yeah, Daniel, I spoke about Chelsea a lot in the last few weeks. They're starting to look dangerous. Dangerous again. Be proud of your team, Arsenal fans. You lost the title not because you are not a good side, but you're up against Pep, who is the master of all masters. In Pep we trust. 1 more trophy to go. It's interesting. A friend of mine in one of my friends' group chats turned around and said something to me today, not to me personally, but said, all other clubs have got to start acting serious like City if we want to catch them. And I sort of said to him, what do you mean by acting serious? Man United, granted, we don't act very well, but what do other clubs have to do? You look at how much money Liverpool have spent since Pep's been here on totality on their squad, salaries, agent fees. It isn't too much below Pep and City, right? So what else do they have to do to be more serious? And it was some wishy-washy things, but essentially I'm like, look, the well-run clubs, he still comes out on top because he's the best manager. That's really what it boils down to. For all the money that everybody spends, for all the players and everything else, Pep is the difference. If Pep and Klopp had switched clubs over the last 7 or 8 years, I still think Pep comes out on top with more trophies and the majority of them. I think he is such a big reason. Man like young Daniel, he's actually backstage, will be coming on very soon. We're going to get you them. You've got to wear them Arsenal kicks, baby. Terry, fair play to VAR, making sure Klopp got his win. If Van Dijk does that tackle Semedo, I'm sure they would send him to the screen. Yeah, I haven't seen it. I'm gonna have to go. I haven't seen it. I'm gonna have to go and have a little watch of that. That was the game I wasn't watching. Not all of us wanted to lose against City. No, I know not all of you did, and I respect that. Kate didn't, as an example, and I respect it. Seeing Havertz cry is beautiful. Hold that. Villa lost, so Spurs could have gotten 4th. Yeah, crazy. That defensive masterclass is peak. Why are y'all talking about Palace? Villa is on vacation. They could care less about that game. But listen, I understand that's a fair point, because if they had to win because Spurs could overtake them, maybe they would have played differently. That is a very fair point that holds water. But Crystal Palace are in great form. I don't think they'd have won there irrespectively, because Villa have looked leggy recently. Terry looking fresh. Thank you very much, bro. Got the haircut. Although I told him to trim my beard and he forgot to change, and he 0.5 my beard, bruv. So I like it about, if I get clippers, I like a sort of a 3 or 4. And he did a 0.5. So I almost looked clean shaven for the first time in 10 years, which I wasn't a fan of. But thank you, my G. Why are Arsenal being called bottlers? For we didn't deserve to be called bottlers. You're being called bottlers by everybody that forget. City fans are bantering. Everybody else is doing it because of the fear they hold. That Arsenal they hold because Arsenal is such a good team. That's all it boils down to. Proud of the boys. City writing 9 in a row, deserve it. Charges or not, game is won on the field, and they did it. But we are coming for them next season, is what Sid believes here. Thank you, Sid. If Palace keep their star players, I swear they will be a big problem next season. The manager has transformed them. They look very good. What will happen though is people will work their system out, and then he's going to have to counter it. But yeah, they look very good right now. Also, Terry, thanks for the coverage this season. I really appreciate your work, and I hope you keep this up. Always have to support a fellow Arsenal fan. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Look, the Football Terrace has got some amazing things that are going to be happening over the course of the summer. Me and KJ are very excited to when we can finally share these plans with you. My hope is that everything goes to a completely different level, but with the same authenticity that we've always had towards giving fans a voice. If you're a top player, why would you go to Spurs now? Arsenal and Chelsea are younger and in Europe. Arsenal reorganization more attractive, especially when your fans would rather lose than grow up. So I think it's a fair challenge. Let's say this is that I do not want to see this ever again from the Tuesday game. My club was roasted by the whole world because of stupid celebrations. Want to banter, keep it to Twitter and YouTube. Thank you, Jerome. People call Chelsea the London Cowboys, but if you know anything about the NFL, Arsenal is well and truly the London Cowboys. Pains me to see City win. It pains me as well, I hear you. This is from Corey. Says, can't wait to see Dan in the Arsenal kit for the first 3 games. Imagine we play them early next season. Spurs lose and he's wearing an Arsenal kit. Yeah, it's going to be a thing of beauty. It's going to be a thing of beauty. First of all, congratulations to City. They are relentless. Having said that, we went 16-1-1. Yeah, I mean, if you just said if this is what's crazy again, if you ever come across someone who's like just anti-Arsenal, an Arsenal fan who's anti-Arsenal, if they were going to be honest, if you just said to them from the 1st of Jan until the end of the season, we're only going to draw and lose one of our Prem games and win 16, they'd have laughed and said, there's no chance we're not good enough. That's my issue when they turn around and make these outrageous claims like they know so much about football is most of their predictions are wrong. You know what I mean? It's just, but what's the expression? If you throw enough shit, some of it sticks. You know what angers me? City doesn't get the hate. The league hates Arsenal, and you see them lay down for City and go their hardest on Arsenal. Everton today, nothing on the line, and they were trying their hardest. But I also, I mean, in fairness, like West Ham were giving it. But I mean, the Spurs players the other night were trying to win. It was, but they just didn't have their fans behind them. That would have helped. Liverpool got 97 and 92 points. Arsenal fans said Liverpool bottled it. Arsenal haven't reached 90 points this or last year. If we bottled it, so did you. This is why I don't participate in that kind of banter, because all you end up doing, remember what Ricky Gervais said? He goes, when you support cancel culture for things that, like, so if you tweet something 10 years ago that's now considered offensive, if you like propagate and prop up that type of cancel culture, all you're guaranteeing is that one day in the future, you'll be cancelled, right? It works the same with banter. Sometimes I just keep my powder dry, and I wish all Man United fans would, because at some point you will be in that position, and all you end up doing is getting the pettiness back. That's all it really is. Arrogance of Arsenal fans is the reason other club fan bases didn't want them to win the title. I understand that, but the arrogance of Arsenal fans is irrelevant to me when it comes to the records that have just been set by City. I want to thank the Only One Hotspur TV for gifting a membership out on the terrace. Thank you very much, bro. So proud of this team. So excited for the future. So gutted today, though. Life is hard. Our time will come. You've been great all season, Terry. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, my friend. Seeing so many of our rivals hosting hate-alongs this season for us shows how big and how far we have reached. We are becoming a dangerous team. You certainly are a dangerous team. There's no anyone who denies that's foolish. Arsenal should have won both those games, but never doubt City. You never doubt them. You never doubt them, really. Terry, I am proud of my club. Fair play to City. Pep is the greatest manager of all time. It's absolutely the best football we have ever seen. Wow. This here from BP says Pep won 12 of 15 league titles. 3 titles he lost was to Mourinho's 100 points, Conte's 93 points, and Klopp's 99 points. Pep lost 1 title race to Madrid. It's crazy. That's also why you've got to contextualize success. You have to. And this idea, we have to do more. Sometimes there's little more you can do in reality. There's little you can do when you're just up against something or somebody so good. We saw it in the boxing last night. You know, a fight that up until the 9th round, I think it was the 9th round when Tyson was pretty much unconscious but standing on his feet, there was very little to split them, and the scorecards proved that as well. It was that round, and then the next round, which Tyson was still dazed and couldn't win. Those three different, but that's what happens when you've got the best of the best. And Tyson could rematch him and lose again. Idiots have never stepped on the mats or in a ring will say, shows you the bum. I've always knew he was a bum. No, he's one of the best fighters of his generation. He's world class, but he just came up against somebody last night who was just ever so slightly better than him. That doesn't mean that Tyson Fury hasn't been a success just because there's someone better than him. That's why it's a crazy notion. Unfortunately, Arsenal didn't bottle it. Definition of bottlers is Keegan's Newcastle. I hear ya. Congrats to City. This is an amazing super chat. Thank you. It says best English club side ever. 4 in a row. As a Gooner, gutted we didn't win it. Arteta had his time and has to go. 4 years and nearly $1 billion in transfers. Thank you, Terry, for a year of boss Premier League content. And you know what? Look, if you're someone that now thinks Arteta has got us to a certain point and we need someone that can get over the line, I do respect that opinion. Because I don't think that's being said from a place of, I told you we would never get anywhere. Well, yeah, but all your other predictions about Arteta have gone wrong. So I'm not really taking you too seriously, but I appreciate that some people want to change now. Who would you bring in? I need to ask you that question. Who would you have in mind personally? Liverpool third place celebrations is bigger than City's title celebrations. I mean, those City fans were celebrating quite hard. They were celebrating quite hard. Props on the shows. As I work in the management of a sports team, I really appreciate the neutral, level-headed approach you have to the analyzing. If you want to collab at some point, drop me a DM, bro. Always interested in collaborating, my guy. Thank you. Amazing season at the Terrace. Thank you very much, Chris. Remember, we're here all summer, baby, as well, so don't go anywhere. We've got the Euros coming. We've got transfers coming. It's going to be amazing. Acting like Champions League is the be-all and end-all with this club when you've seen Enoch. Don't care about it in the slightest, minus the money. I'm not being disingenuous, though, Cal. And obviously, respect you, bro. Long-time member, long-time super chatter. I've had a guy DMing me about this as well. You look at the last time Spurs were regularly getting into the Champions League 3 years running. At the end of that third year, you got to the final. A lot of that was through building experience of the squad and with your manager. If Spurs are going to progress, they need to be in the Champions League and gain the experience. That's why I think it's important. Looking forward to seeing Dan in the Arsenal shirt. Appreciates the retweet. Not a problem at all, Ben. Not a problem at all. We've got some more super chats to come, but we're going to bring out the panel now. We've got Giuseppe, KJ, we've got Cameron Lowe, we've got Dizzy, we've got Judge Mo coming on the show with us now. Before I bring the boys out, I want to give a shout out to our title sponsors today, which is NordVPN. I want to show you something on screen, which is really, really important. If you receive text messages like this, where Netflix are asking you to update your details, you can get you're being congratulated because you've won a lottery. HMRC or whatever your tax office is called in your country is offering you refunds, or dear customer, your bank is closing your account. These are all scams. If you are receiving these messages, unfortunately, what that means is that your personal data has been hacked. Someone has got your personal data from somewhere, which means you haven't been using a VPN provider when you're on the internet. So the fact that you think, oh, my money hasn't gone, whatever, if you're getting messages or emails like that, your data is out there for other people to see and use and to try and scam you with. Anyone else using your internet, if they're not using a VPN provider, that happens. Get signed up to NordVPN. It's as cheap as chips. It's like a cup of coffee a month. It protects you online. It protects all your data, and it stops it being harvested and sold. And sometimes it isn't even done by crooks. Sometimes it's sold to legitimate companies. So, you know, when you click on to accept cookies on a website, they take all your personal data and sell it to marketing agencies. Use a VPN provider and stop that from happening. Sign up to NordVPN today by scanning that QR code or clicking on the link below. KJ's here, Giuseppe, Mo, Sard, the young Daniel, Cameron. How are you all, gents?
Big up.
Yeah, guys. Big up to everybody, man. Big up to everybody.
I think I'm being scammed.
Let's lift up a drink to the fallen soldiers. Lift up a drink to the fallen teams of this league as Man City flipping destroy us once again.
Man. Big up, man. Big up.
Giuseppe.
We're all holding Tottenham in our hand.
Giuseppe, I don't know about reviewing the match today per se, but how did you feel during that? I mean, what's going through your mind right now?
You know what? It's such a hard one, man. It's such a hard one because it's disappointing, but it's like we're there, but we're almost there. But then you look at City and you're just like Phil Foden, Pep Guardiola. These guys are just world class. It's just there's not much you can really do. You see Pep Guardiola's accomplishments, and you see the difference in this last game, the way we come to the last game and how Man City went to the last game. They had no fear. They were 100% confident. We come and you could see that bit of tension in the side, see that bit of stress in the team. They really wanted a goal. Sometimes that makes it a bit more touchy-feely. I want to shout out the ref because I don't think that was a handball. And I think he was brave in the last game of the season to not give that, because that's the first time I think I've seen that in the Premier League, that he's gone to the monitor and not given it. But listen, I don't think Arsenal fans can be too angry. We can be gutted, but not too angry because of how we finished the season. It is what it is at the end of the day. Spurs fans are all laughing at us. I don't know why. I can't process it. I see Daniel laughing there. You got suckered into wearing an Arsenal shirt 3 games of the season next year. So
don't even remind me.
So yeah, listen, we move on to next season. I think, listen, people got their own opinions on Arteta. I've always said everyone's open. If you don't think Arteta can do it and you want him out, fair enough. I disagree. I think you're crazy if you want this guy to leave our club when he's done what he's done. Definitely this season. But yeah, we move on.
Do you echo that, Saad? I mean, it's obviously the day you don't win a league title, it is painful. I've been there on a number of occasions myself over the years. Mm-hmm. But is there more to be optimistic about as an Arsenal fan than to be disappointed with?
Yeah, definitely. Listen, since Mikel Arteta's come to the club, he had 8th in his first half of the season. Then in his first full season, he had 8th. Then he had 5th. And then he had 2nd, challenged for the league and bottled it in the end, unfortunately. And then this season, he's gone 2nd again, but he's taken them to the final day. So every single season, this guy's just improved and improved and improved. Next season is the chance for us to go and win something. We have to go and win trophies now. This is the final time, bro. You have to go and win something now. Otherwise, you know what I mean? Where are we going? There's only so many levels that you can go where you're improving and improving and improving before we have to start saying, like, bro, you need to win a trophy. But listen, this season has still been incredible, man. I know we've fallen off a couple of times with certain results. Aston Villa won. Obviously, I think for me, I don't even look at the Aston Villa one too much. I more look towards the West Ham and the Fulham game. Those are the ones that are in my head because West Ham, we shouldn't have lost against them at home. Fulham was another home game in the start of the season, which we shouldn't have drawn that game. We should have stayed strong and kept on going. Was that
10 men? By the way, there was 10 men. Fulham had a red card.
Have some shame. Your manager is embarrassed. Your manager is embarrassed by you as a fan base. Your manager is embarrassed by you as a fan base, and you're coming out here getting all cocky. Anyway, hold on. That's fine. Okay, with 10 men. Sorry, I got corrected with 10 men. But yeah, we should have won that game. But listen, we have gone right to the wire, man, and I understand now how freaking Liverpool fans feel, bro. To be honest, I understand how they felt, bro, because it was even worse for them, bro. They got 97 points, bro, and still managed to not win the league, bro.
Totally understand. V's here with us. Congratulations on the historic 4P on winning the title again. You know, more records being broke, more glory for Manchester City. As I said many times, you're the favourites of most people for the entire campaign, but you still have to see that through. What emotions are you going through right now as a lifelong City fan?
Listen, as a lifelong City fan, it's been a nerve-wracking day. Now, I'll be honest with you, I couldn't sleep last night. I literally couldn't sleep. I could barely eat. I made sure I made brunch for the kids so that they could be properly fed, and then I watched this game. And the reason why it was nerve-wracking is because This game isn't played by numbers. It's not played on the paper. It's not played with robots. It's played with players that have emotions. And when you're going into a game and you're trying to do history, everything can act up. As a fan, I'm just like, I hope everybody's on it. I hope there's no late scratches. I hope there's no injuries. Look at what happened with Arsenal with no Saka. Like, I hope there was nothing that was going to cause this to be a problem. And it was absolutely amazing to witness history. Not read about it, not go and check a documentary, not go and find up YouTube clips, but to actually live it. It's absolutely incredible. And everyone take your shots. Doubt when I was a fan, whether the other City fans, when they became fans. The fact is they witnessed something today. And they witnessed something that every one of you would have loved to have witnessed yourselves. So I love what I saw because the players put in fight. I love player of the year showing up and being player of the match. No question, no doubts. Doubt him if you want. Doubt him if you want, but he was absolutely incredible. And he played up to the moment. Now, Terry, I love coming on this show. The reason why I love coming on this show is, one, because you're a United fan, two, because you got the panelists, and we're able to go back and forth. Now, when I'm not able to express everything that I'm trying to get out, I get it. It's a short show, we got certain things to say. But my point that I was trying to make last time with regards to the fan base is, when you have difficult times, when you're not even winning like this, you continue to back your squad. You continue to back the team. And you continue to just make sure that there's no complete meltdown. And some fan bases, in particular, with the slight hiccup, there's a meltdown. And I love that I was able to not see that with my club. I love that I was not able to see that with a fan base that said, you know what, we won a treble, we're expected to win everything. It was never that case. And on this final day, it was not easy at all. 2-0, it looked easy. Foden made it look easy early, but then it was nerves. It was tough. And we knocked it out. Haaland missed a few. KDB should have taken a shot, right? But I love what I was able to see today. I'm trying to compose myself because I don't want to go on the Vader hate side. I don't want to be on that side of things. I want to celebrate. I'm in the moment of witnessing something that's been absolutely incredible. And when we look at something with regards to never being done before, I honestly doubt. I doubt that we're going to see this in our lifetime. But we should all know that.
I just want to interrupt you for 1 second. You know, the painful and scary thing for me is that we might not see another 4-peat in our lifetimes, but next year we might see a fucking 5-peat.
I'm not even there yet, Terry.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're right. Nobody else might do a 4-peat, but you sons of bitches, and I don't mean you individually, I mean you as a collective. I'm not talking about anyone's actual mother. Could do a 5-peat. Patrick's here with us. Congratulations on being league champions again. What's going through your mind right now, Patty?
115 charges. Put that in the comments. Cry. Put that in the comments. I am so happy. Let me be honest with you. I'm happy, and I am going to be shameless. I'm going to end people's careers because I was doing bookmarks. So when people are tweeting that silly tweets, especially certain people, I was just bookmarking. But let me just forget that anyway. I see a lot of faces. Some people can't even look straight in the camera. They're looking down. Saeed, how you doing, brother?
There you are. You fraud. There you are, you fraud. Huh?
You know, Terry has warned you guys from the beginning. And you know, a big up to you, Terry. You've warned these guys that please, let's not hype this fourth one. When the table came up there where United have done it 2 times, I think so, and a few teams, some of you guys will never do this. And I don't think anyone will do it for a long time. So, Terry, big up to you for warning these people. But I'm happy. And I'm very happy that the panel is a big up to you, Tottenham fan. I liked your shamelessness. I enjoyed your shamelessness. Big up to you, Dio, my brother. Hope you're well down there.
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I don't know about the other brother there who's looking that side of the camera, but big up to you, Mr. Love. Big up to you, Judge Moore, and big up to you, KJ. It's a happy day. It's a happy day. Unfortunately, some of us.
It's a happy day.
I know it's a terrible day for you. Unfortunately, some of us can pop bottles right now, but whoever is able to pop bottles, please pop bottles. If I was able to pop bottles, I could have brought something here and say popping bottles right on the tents and show some of you guys that no matter you doubt this team, oh, look at that. Jack has already said they're drinking. We know what's going to happen. We'll always be there. But let me talk about one player who people were doubting, Foden. My goal, amazing goals. And that's why we told you guys, stop comparing some of your dusty players to Foden. Foden is next level. Some of you guys were crying that it's unfair, that he's a player of the season. I hope he sweeps every little thing. Unfortunately, The Ballon d'Or might go to that guy who gets too much hype, Jude, but I hope it goes to Vini. But I'm so happy, Terry. I'm telling you, I'm so happy. And for my daughter, who some people last time when I talked about my daughter being a City fan, they were busy throwing things like, oh, she's going to be a Glory fan. Good for her, because she's seen a lot of success. Some of you guys will be 80 years old and you never see a UCL and you never see a 4 or your team doing 4 in a row. So hold that. And as you keep laughing at us, saying, oh, you guys have no history, look at that. The history is being made. From now on, not only do we have a treble, I'm going to be telling people on this panel, show me your treble and show me 4 in a row. And only Terry will be able to put his hand up for the treble. And none of you put your hand up for the 4th. Some of you not put your hand up for the UCL. From now on, show us some respect. And we don't even need your respect. Keep on putting 115. People putting 115. Let's go. Farmers League, 115. I'm gone right now, guys. Let me go and eat some African cake. I baked some African cake. I'm going to eat it. I'm going to eat it live again. So big up to you. If you want a recipe, I'll share your recipe, Saeed. I'll share a recipe for you, Daud. And Mr. Love down there, I'll also share your recipe. And big up to all of you guys. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, Terry.
Top man, and well done. Oh, yeah, maybe that's why other fan bases didn't care too much about these records, because their clubs have been nowhere near any of those records. So maybe it just feels inconsequential, where for me, they're like all great athletes do. They stand upon the shoulders of what came before them and they look to push it to the next level, and it's frustrating. We have a super chat here from Jonathan, who says, gents, thanks for the great content. Not a problem, Jonathan. Terry, this is for young Daniel's Arsenal kit. So yes, young Daniel, we will be getting it sent to you. I need you to get your parents to message me so I can speak to them and get it sent. So the first 3 Spurs match reactions next season, this man has to wear an Arsenal kit, because he said that Aston Villa would not lose to Crystal Palace. How do you feel today, now knowing that you and your fans not supporting your team on Tuesday night has cost you a place in the Champions League?
I mean, I can ask Arsenal fans, how does it feel with losing to Aston Villa to not get us Champions League and lose the league? It goes.
Yeah, but I'm asking you this direct question. So can you answer it?
I mean, I would do it again 100 times. 100 times I would do it again.
Oh, days.
And then at the end of every time that it happens, I will come on this stream and celebrate the exact same way that I did 100 times again.
He's a man of principle.
There is the way that this season, I'm gonna be honest. Champions League, it is what it is. I think from the beginning, since the Aston Villa game that we won 4-0, I've been saying that I'm happy with Europa League anyways. I feel like it could be a good step for this team. I think that we actually have a good chance of winning it. If we're in the Champions League, I feel like max we can get is quarterfinals, and that's it.
Dan, what do you say about Arsenal actually depending on you guys to win them the league?
It's a bit embarrassing, to be honest. I've been seeing so many Arsenal fans just wearing Tottenham jerseys, singing Tottenham chants, kissing the badge. They're sat there like, wow, what an embarrassing club. They couldn't do it themselves. They have to rely on us.
Oh my God. And then they're chatting to you, my friend, and telling you.
And then they're telling me I'm embarrassed. Exactly. And for the whole
Mo, stop setting this kid up. Stop setting this kid up, Mo.
Mo's got his pot and he's like this.
Mo's just trying to piss off.
Listen, all I gotta say is congratulations.
No, because everyone is hammering down Daniel. Everybody's like, why you have this mentality? What about you guys? To be honest, yes, you did a great job, had a great season. What about you guys talking about the games you dropped? Why are you asking Spurs to win the games?
So I don't.
You guys have an amazing.
Mo, I think everyone's missing the point here.
Yes.
I think even you're missing it. Arsenal fans, of course, know, as Sada just come out here and said, the West Ham game, the Fulham game, that's what they're looking at. What Arsenal fans are saying to Spurs supporters is, and all of us want our rivals to foul, we all get it, but Spurs celebrated giving up a chance of Champions League football and celebrated. That's what doesn't make sense. I agree, by the way, the AFTV boys all those years ago that said that they would sign a bit of paper now to guarantee to lose a European final to stop Liverpool. To stop Spurs winning one. That's equally as mental. You should never want to do anything that hurts your club's future just to hurt a rival. That's the element I think that comes out. I wanted to ask you, sorry, I forgot your name, Mo. I did want to ask you actually. You know, obviously, there's Arsenal fans online talking about you've got to move on from the manager now. We need someone that can win. Is that sensible at this point, considering what they're up against when it comes to Manchester City? For someone who's completely neutral to this as an Inter Milan fan, what would you say to that?
Bullshit. I understand both aspects of it, but until you give me an available manager now that you guarantee to get more points next season with this Arsenal team, shut up, bro. There is no reason for you to ask. There is no manager, and I believe there is no manager out there available, right, to win with this Arsenal, to get more points with this Arsenal team next season. If you ask any Arsenal fan that is against Arteta, they will tell you next season we think Arteta will improve, right? And if you ask them, give me one name out there, they're going to tell you one name. We think Pep Guardiola can get more points. Okay, but Pep Guardiola manages Manchester City. And they get us Klopp. Klopp is not joining you, Klopp. And I actually think even if Jurgen Klopp manages Arsenal next season, he won't get more points than what Arteta is going to do next season. I don't see the future. No, none of us see the future. But we look at what is happening and we just try to conclude what is going to happen next season. They talk about, oh, get us Simeone, get us Amorim, get us Xabi Alonso. And Xabi Alonso is not leaving Leverkusen, right? Simeone is not leaving Atletico Madrid. So who you want to get? You want to get De Zerbi, and you think De Zerbi is going to get more points than Arteta next season. Arteta, to be honest, yes, I understand that he hasn't won a trophy, but Arteta next season is their best chance. Like it or not, it is your best chance. Arteta managing your team. Anybody that says Arsenal should move on to what? Move on to who? Who's there? Me managing Arsenal team next season, getting more points? Who? You want to get who is out there from the managers, right? To get Arsenal 90 plus points next season. I guarantee you there is not even one name on the market, or not even on the market, other than Pep Guardiola, that you're going to tell me that he's going to come in with this Arsenal team after Arteta coached them for 5 years, and then they're going to get more points. Any manager out there is not going to get 90 points with Arsenal. I promise you, it will take a year or two, and it's going to be another process, and they're going to complain within 12 months. 12 months with a new manager, they're going to say, sack this manager, he hasn't won anything. Oh, we have to start over again. There is no manager available out there other than Pep Guardiola that will do better with this Arsenal team. Anybody that says any other name, you're deluded, and you think that football works on paper. You think that a manager will come in and bang, right away work with this team. No one is out there. The only one that maybe is out there is Xabi Alonso, and he's not even available. So I think you know what I mean. The last thing I'm going to say about this, I think it's a coping mechanism. Anybody that wants Arteta out now, it's a coping mechanism, because they think if a new manager comes in, oh, at least we tried. No, Arteta has done a good job, to be honest. Arteta has done a good job with this whole, and Pep is the greatest. There is no, in the league, no one ever, as far as I know, I didn't watch the 80s, I didn't watch the 70s, no one has ever had any team better than Pep Guardiola in the league title. I'm not talking about Europe, Ancelotti, or whatever you want to talk about, Arrigo Sacchi, whatever. Nobody. No one has done better with this Pep guy. Arsenal can beat Pep next season. Are they favorites? No. But Arteta is the best chance. No matter what you say, Arteta is the best chance.
I mean,
someone said Alex Ferguson, bro. Shut up. People, shut up. Please stop this bullshit, bro. To be honest.
No, well, in fairness, though, in the early 90s, I will defend my club here. If you go back to the early 90s, football was different in terms of size of squads and substitute numbers. So points totals weren't as high. But what Man United did in that opening decade in England was very similar to what Man City have done here, barring a four-peat. We did first club to ever do the double-double when it was considered a huge thing. We won a treble in that time. I think in the first 10 years, I think we won seven of the.
You lost it 3 times in 8 years.
Yeah. Yes. In how many years?
In 8 years, I think you lost it 3 times. Pep lost it twice to Conte and Klopp. So Pep won 6. I think. Hang
on a minute. So how long? When did Pep arrive? 2015.
16, 17. He lost it to Conte.
So he's been at 8 years, and he's won
6.
Yeah, so I'd have to look at it. But what I'm saying, if you go back and look at that the opening 90s, this has similarly happened with Man United, and that debate happened this week when people were saying it's now a farmers' league. No one called it a farmers' league back then when Man United were winning them all. So
it was praised.
I don't call it a farmers' league because City are dominant. It's just one of the greatest teams. This isn't even one of the greatest teams England's ever had. This is one of the greatest football teams in club football history. That is how, and that's why I think it's such an interesting debate when Man United fans, yes, our club has been run terribly. We need to fix up so many elements of our club. But sometimes I think fans are being too harsh on their own clubs. You're just up against a team with the resources they have, the players they have, and the manager collectively. Sometimes I think you may be just, it's like calling Blake a crap sprinter because he couldn't beat Usain Bolt. He wasn't. I think he's actually the third fastest man in the history of the world, but he was just up against the fastest man ever. And I think sometimes we view it wrong. We just think, oh, if we just keep changing, it will improve. And it may do, but no one can give you a straight answer.
I stand corrected. You won it 7 out of 9, including a 3-peat at the end of it, which is
7 out of 9. Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
7 out of 9. So I stand corrected here. If Pep won 4-peat, I think, maybe Man United is.
No. So I'm not even comparing the achievements per se. I'm just saying that there has been dominance like this before. And Liverpool in the 70s and 80s, I think they had a similar thing where they won most of the league titles in that period too. But KJ, what are you here to say today, bro?
KJ, what it do, KJ?
What it do? A dark and sad day for the world of football. I don't flipping care anyone says. Unless it's my team doing a 4-peat, it's always the darkest day in world football when someone beats your records. It's frustrating. Obviously, the worst ever finish that Man United have ever had in the Premier League history. We don't get any European football unless we win the FA Cup, which is very unlikely. All of that coincides with Man City doing the 4-peat. So I can't sit here and be happy. I know we won, and I'm happy about that. But it's not a great day. Any Man United fan singing and cheering and thinking like, yeah, this is the greatest thing ever is stupid. What I do want to say though is, for a team that's dominating, for a team that's being absolutely thrashing everyone, the amount of love they get is insane.
No,
absolutely insane. It's ridiculous. I see online Chelsea fans, flipping West Ham, Spurs, who else is there? Some Liverpool, some Man United. All these fan bases just cheering on this damn team. I've never seen a dominant team get this much love from everyone else. When it was Man United, hatred. There was Abus. Anyone but United. That's how much hatred they had for us when we was dominated. When it was Liverpool dominating, there was hatred. No one liked Liverpool. You wanted to beat them. Everyone, it comes to Man City dominating. It's I just speculate.
Isn't that history though? Isn't that because of history?
But history is being made right now.
Yes, it is.
History being made
I
now.
get it. But isn't the whole reason when you say this, when you think about it, like it's because, let's be honest, like no one considered them a big rival for a long time. Like Chelsea, all these London teams consider each other bigger rivals than they will ever consider City.
Yeah, but I get that.
Because they should be considering them a rival. But like,
I get this whole. They've got the. I don't know any Man City fans. The fan base is
not even that.
I got all of that. The hard light of day. No one likes the dominating team. Look at the NFL. Who likes the Patriots? No one. When the Bulls was dominating, did NBA fans?
No.
The Bulls were loved.
That is the only
Bulls were loved.
Give everybody loved the Bulls.
So where KJ's right on a Premier League front, though, where KJ's spot on is Man United and Arsenal were not rivals until the Wenger and Fergie era. As in, we competed against each other, but the clubs, it was just, it wasn't, you wouldn't, if you spoke to a Man United fan in 1994 and said, what do you think of Arsenal? It would have just been, yeah. That fight between Man United and Arsenal, Wenger and Fergie, created a rivalry that lives on to this day. What I find strange is City have gone toe-to-toe with Liverpool in a very similar way, but most Liverpool fans, not Husam, are happy that City won it today over Arsenal, which for me makes no sense because with Klopp leaving this season, it's just more and more dense in that rivalry. So I do get where, and by the way, just to let everyone know, Man City have now gone past Chelsea in terms of total, with this Premier League win, of total number of trophies won, and they've almost got double the league titles they've got. So Chelsea now dropped from being the 4th most successful to the 5th most successful club in
is
England. So
what I'm saying.
again, Chelsea fans today celebrating that Arsenal didn't win it.
And this is what I'm
You're
saying.
celebrating your team going backwards in the standings of English clubs. That is why I don't understand.
Terry.
That's why I don't
Terry.
understand.
To finish my point. This is what I'm saying. These guys are catching up. And when I say people are blind to it, when they have 21 league titles, or when they've become the 3rd, 2nd, maybe the 1st most successful team in England, people will be sitting there like, oh, but how did this happen? Oh, I never saw this coming. Bruv, it's happening right now. And Vader's sitting there, and City fans in the comments, this is not me hating on you as a team. You guys are amazing. You guys are absolutely amazing. And no one, I've never said you don't deserve to win the leagues that you've won. That's not what I'm saying. I'm more angry. I'm more frustrated at the wider fan bases cheering it on. Like because if Arsenal was dominating, no one's clapping them to the titles. People are clapping.
Do you know what it is?
You know why? KJ, do you know why? Can I just say something, KJ? The reason why people will not cheer Manchester United, Arsenal, or any of the other clubs if they were the ones winning is because of the previous history we've had. There's heritage and history with our clubs. City is building their heritage and history right now in real time. And so people are looking at them as, oh, yeah, no, they've done the 4P. Watch the next generation of kids hate City. Watch the next generation of kids. I'm letting you know, like,
that's silly.
See, that's okay.
Guys, let him finish, please. Let him finish.
Once history is built, right? Once you built history around yourself, if for any reason you drop from that history, just like when Man U started dropping, Liverpool dropped, Arsenal dropped, any single time a team that has had a winning spree begins to drop, that's where the hate comes from. Right now, because they're building their own legacy and history in real time. All they've done is in the last 10 years, and they're trying to catch up to other people's records. Of course, you should not be celebrating and saying, "Oh my God, look at them win." For me, that's wild, right? But I'm just saying, I think that's the reason why they're not getting as much hate right now. That's the reason.
I can't understand.
I think it's because it's been built real time. That's all.
What I can't understand is all our rivals, Arsenal, because we're currently the ones that are going up against them, are saying we have an unbearable fan base, yet they are cheering the creation of an unbearable fan base. It makes zero sense to me because you're cheering.
Unbearable fan base, though.
No, but they are going to be. But they're going to be.
No, we're not.
But they will.
No, we won't.
You cannot tell me now.
Oh, guys, one at a time, please.
You cannot say they haven't,
When
you've got City fans that come on and talk like they're God's gift, and if they ever fall off, all we're ever going to hear is we won 4 in a row. We won 4 in a row. And then people want to talk about Arsenal, talking about the Invincibles all the time, which we do, but you're cheering these guys doing this stuff that your club will never do, that might not even happen again. They might even, as Terry said, get a 5p, and you're cheering and applauding this just so Arsenal don't get a league title, so you can banter Arsenal. It don't make sense.
No, I listen. I agree with a lot of what's been said in the sense of, because I do believe energy from fans plays a part.
Fact.
For instance, the energy from Spurs fans on Tuesday night helped Man City. If every corner Spurs got was met with a ferocious roar, that pressure, especially with some of them chances, and so that pressure might start to get to people. But it was almost like a COVID game. And in the COVID season where there was no fans, it was the first time ever, and it hasn't happened again since, there's been more away victories in the Premier League than home victories because there was no intensity from the fans. So when we act like fans don't play a part, we know what we all say online gets into dressing rooms, not directly the football terrace, but opinions and everything else. And I just think that there is a lack of pressure on City because everybody wants everybody else to win. But I also think part of it is we live in an era now where everybody goes to low-hanging fruit when it comes to banter. You can throw 115 at City, but they can kind of come back on anything you say because they're the best team. I went through this as a Man United fan. It didn't matter what the debate was. I'd just say treble, like greatness or whatever else. And it would shut people down. Like, oh, you've got that. So I think people don't go in on City. They go for the low-hanging fruit. It's much easier to banter Man United. It's much easier to banter Tottenham. It's much easier this season to laugh at Chelsea. They almost don't want to take on a difficult challenge. Husam's one of the only people that does it. I'm going to be honest with you. So I think it's a combination. I don't think it's just that, but it's a combination of these things. I want to go to some more of the panel. I've got a lot of super chats to get through as well. Husam, I remembered your name this time. What do you want to say, bro?
Just on the title race question, first off, big up to all of you guys, big up to the Terrace audience as well. Make sure you guys are liking, make sure you guys are subscribing. This is obviously the last Premier League match reaction of the season. So big up to all of you guys. First of all, I want to start off by congratulating Arsenal. I want to congratulate Arsenal on the incredible team that they have right now. I know this is not popular to do. We can all sit up here and laugh and banter and all that shit, but I refuse to do that. The fact that Arteta came in, built such a great team. Now they've taken City twice in a title race, 2 seasons in a row. It's something to be proud of. Maybe next season they can get over the line or not, we will see. But congratulations to them. They have a team to be proud of. Obviously, had they won a domestic cup or something, they'd feel a bit better right now. So that's something we've already spoke on the season. But I'm not going to laugh at Arsenal. I think they've done an incredible job this season. They've progressed. They've gotten better. And let's see what the future brings for Arsenal. So congratulations to Saad Dayo and the Arsenal fans on an incredible team. And we'll see what happens next season. Now, from my own perspective, obviously, Jurgen Klopp, I had to stick around, watch his final interview and stuff. You could call me toxic masculine, but I refuse to cry on screen. You get me? That's what's not gonna happen. Is you ain't gonna see some cry on a camera. That's something that's never gonna happen. You get me? So I didn't end up crying on a camera or anything, but it was very sad, very emotional seeing Jurgen Klopp leave Liverpool Football Club. Absolutely an incredible manager, the best manager I've seen in my lifetime be the Liverpool manager. And as things stand, the only guy to stop Manchester City from winning a Premier League title as well. So that's something that we've got to take into account when looking at the guy's legacy. I mean, if he's the only guy that could stop Pep Guardiola, then obviously it adds to the significance of, even though it's a one league title he won. So obviously headed into the future, we shall see what the future brings, but I'm not interested in Arne Slot conversations right now. I'm just going to say, thank you to Jurgen Klopp for the incredible team, for all the incredible memories. Obviously won it all in a period of time where, I've been a Liverpool fan my whole life. I've seen my club, have the likes of Konchesky, Roy Hodgson in charge, just absolutely crap players. I remember, all my friends went out. It was a Thursday night. I sat back to watch Liverpool versus Napoli in the Europa League. The first 45 minutes were the first 45 minutes I've ever watched my whole life. And then Gerrard comes on, scores a hat-trick, and the game changes to a 3-1 Liverpool win. So I've been supporting this club my whole life. Jurgen Klopp, absolute best manager I've seen at the football club. And I feel like he pushed Pep to an extent to be to this level. I mean, of course, he's a great manager, but he helped push him to get to this level because he just kept winning every week. So, I think that helped Pep as well keep winning. So, yeah, I think this season has been a very interesting one. I done match reactions all year long last season on the Football Terrace. Terry will know this and he'll vouch right now. I never ever said anything about Jurgen Klopp. I never said Klopp out. I never said any of this crazy stuff. I just criticized him whenever there was criticism, praise him whenever there was praise. But yeah, the Premier League season ends. Unfortunately, those bunch of plastic bastards have won another Premier League trophy. You get me? And people are out here laughing at Arsenal instead of actually recognizing what the hell is going on. The Premier League is currently a joke as things stands. 4 league titles in a row, never been done before in English history. The Sheikh bought a football club 15 years ago, and they've overtaken the big achievements of the 3 big clubs in England, and that's not something to laugh at for me. I'm not trying to banter Arsenal, just looking at this like holistically. And to be honest with you, this ain't ever gonna go away. This is the thing that people need to realize. We can sit here and keep laughing. I mean, one of their best players is a youngster in Foden. All the team, they're in their prime ages right now, 25, 26, 27, 28, and we've already seen the links with Paqueta and Bruno Guimaraes and all these players. So City ain't going to go away anytime soon. The only way they go away is if they get locked up. So that's the only way that they go away. Other than that, on the football pitch, you can't stop them unless essentially you have a perfect season, as we've seen from Liverpool in 1920, where basically up until like March, April, we only had 1 loss and we won every single game. So that's not something that could just stop or move past. And the final thing I want to say, and I know I've spoken for long, but when it comes to the rest of the league, like underneath Liverpool, I have to say that, this season has to teach the likes of Dan and others, including Chelsea fans, no Chelsea fan currently on the panel, to not always overreact after 10, 15 games of the season, start saying all the wild shit. Because come May time, some of those takes are real funny, like the Madison Odegaard take and the Bissouma Rice take and all that stuff, Some people might forget, I won't, I definitely won the Poch debate this season. I definitely won the Ainge debate this season. I definitely now, after the full-time whistle went and City won the Premier League, won the City debate now, because we are going to have to listen to City have won 4 in a row instead of just going like, oh yeah, sad and die, you're going to be annoying for a month. Who gives a shit? Let's talk about the institution instead of the fan base. And let's actually address the biggest problem here, that Manchester City in a 15-year period have won all these league titles and have overtaken all the big achievements that we have. So this is the bigger issue for me. And the only thing I hope for is I hope they get taken down, to be honest with you. That's it. Other than that, I can't hope for anything else. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on the season.
Listen, I get what you meant about Klopp earlier, and look, that case that the autumn it's going to happen, and we're going to finally hear the accusations, and we're also going to get to, which I'm very interested in. City believe they have unequivocal evidence of their innocence, and we will all get an opportunity to hear and see all of that. Hamza, congratulations on winning your 4th Premier League title on the bounce. You surpass Chelsea now in terms of total trophies won. You go above them into the 4th biggest club in English football history now. What's going through your mind?
Professor.
Absolutely an amazing achievement this season. Listen, I have to say first, I want to say thank God for us again winning another league title. Secondly, I would like to thank people like Klopp who's been here. I'm not going to be salty. I'm not going to be sad loser. Unlike Tyson Fury. Simple as that. If an opponent beats you, congratulate the guy. Don't be salty. Don't be salty. Your life can't be that salty, that you're that deep, that we've broken you that bad, that you go to bed every day thinking of us. You tell us we're a small club, you're watching us. You're looking at where we are. You're talking about us constantly. It's the shamelessness that fan base have here. First, I'd like to congratulate Sheikh Mansour. What an amazing achievement we've done as a football club. Congratulate every City fan that have been through it all, through being accused, how long you support the club, how long you've been supporting the club since when Pep Guardiola going to leave, 115 charges. Every City fan, we've been through it. And this is what makes our fan base special. You'll always be hated because you're special. You're just not a nobody. Number 3, let me thank the greatest manager of all time. I've said it before. I said it 4 years ago. I said it and I want everyone here. This guy is a winner. He was brought up as a winner. He played for the football club that are made of winners. I sat down here warning everyone about him. Warning everyone about him. This guy is a winner from all trades. And today, what he's done, we've achieved what many football clubs don't have. We have a treble. Real Madrid don't have a treble. Whether you like it or not, we can brag about it. We have a treble. I'm sorry to say that. We have 4P. No football club in England has ever got a 4P. Credit to Alex Ferguson. When he won 3 in a row, I was the first one to say, I hate United. I did get extra time. But what I did is I came out there and said, yo, congratulations. He made my life hell. He made my life hell. But now I'm making United's life hell because I'm going to talk about my 4 in a row. Whether you write 115, it makes me love it because I know how much it hurts. I love the 115 being talked about because that's what only thing that you've got against me. All the players have done amazingly well. Let me talk about Edison, the best keeper in England. Fact. Other keepers who are making saves have no achievement. I don't respect that. If you haven't got an achievement, get out of here. Right back, Kyle Walker, through the difficulties had, amazing right back. Ruben Diaz, Vardio, best left back. Foden, everyone said beginning of the season, can he do what KDB has done? He is being protected by other players. He's being protected by other players like Bernardo, Haaland, Pep Guardiola, and all that. This season, he has shown why he's world class. He has played at the level that no English footballer has played other than Wayne Rooney and Gaza. He has played that elite. And when Wayne Rooney was going, we gave him flowers. He's one player of the year for a reason. Phil Foden is the youngest player to have won 6 Premier League titles. Write it down. Write it down. Players like Saka have never won a Premier League. This guy's got 6 Premier League. And then you give congratulations to KDB. One of the greatest, if not the greatest midfielder in this country, Bernardo Silva, the likes of Jack Grealish, the likes of Doku. Doku's come with so much pressure in this country and he's already shown the light. Everyone's being humbled. Everyone's quiet. And you know the rivals is? Today what we've done is history. Children will ask you about it. Children of United fans will go to school tomorrow crying. Arsenal fans will be crying. There is nowhere to run. I was part of that generation. Tomorrow is a long day, and it doesn't end there because what Pep Guardiola has given us is the greatest moment.
You were part of that generation of Man United or Arsenal fans that were crying at school. Which one?
Me, I was that generation of City fans. I was to see United winning, and I congratulated them. Never did I doubt them as their fan base, but today they doubt me because they see me as a threat. And to me, I don't talk about Sam Steve.
That's 100% cap because he always says Klopp on a
He
call.
didn't interrupt any of you guys. He did not interrupt any of you.
Chelsea. I'll talk about Arsenal. These three,
big up,
I was there, Terry. I grew up seeing them winning titles. The one football club I never saw in my generation, I can tell my children many years to come. I said, zilch. I never saw Liverpool lifting titles. Never seen them. I saw Arsenal, Chelsea, but these guys are the salty fan base. When we hear congratulate them about Klopp leaving, saying it's such a sad day, they want to take about 115 charges. To me, today in history, it will be in history that Pep Guardiola, not only we stop here, we are winners. We don't stop here now. It doesn't end here, boy. It doesn't end here because we've instilled our fans as champions.
Football won today. Football won today.
Second is a failure. We will never accept that anymore. And today, I need congratulations. Don't be salty like Tyson Fury. Don't be salty like your fan base. Fury is a United fan. I mean, that's how you talk like a United fan, being salty. Congratulate us and say, congratulate Hamza. What you've done in history, no football team has ever done. And then wait for the charges. Wait for the court case. Don't put me in jail for no reason. I'm an innocent guy.
Well, so the charges get proven true. So you keep saying 115 though. So if those charges get proven true, what are you going to say though? Because this is I was tracking with you the whole time. I'm cool with you bragging. I'm actually one of those people with like, listen, 4P, cool, brag about these things. You earned the right to brag. Yeah, what you keep saying is dangerous because you keep bringing up the 115. If that turns out to be proven, and again, I'm not saying I've never once even talked about the charges because I'm waiting. I'm doing the same. I'm waiting. If that comes true, everything you just went on right there, what then? That's a real question because you can't say, oh, I love the 115. Bring it. I love it. Keep talking to me about it. And then when it becomes a true thing, if it does, what are you going to say? Are you going to say, oh, it doesn't matter? Or are you going to actually have to accept it that your team, all those accolades, everything that you've just bragged about may be dirty? Because you're the one who's bragging.
No.
I don't think
said anything. Just
yeah,
no. But Cam, you may not be seeing the chat. He's also responding to the chat.
No, I'm saying I don't care about the chat when I'm on the panel when I'm sitting here.
But he's responding to the chat.
I get it, but
are you his lawyer? Vader, are you his lawyer?
I care about the people.
He is his lawyer.
I can't speak. I can't speak.
No, let his lawyer.
Backup.
Let me respond to that.
Let him finish, and then Hamza will respond, and then I've got to get some super chats. Go on.
No, because truthfully, the only person, and Husam didn't say it, he alluded to the death. He didn't say it, didn't even bring up 115, because I think everyone on this panel has the same feeling. We're gonna wait, but you were heavy. Oh, hit me with it. Talk to me about it. So my question to you: what happens then if it becomes true?
Yeah, listen. I don't think nothing will happen because I did not commit any crime.
I'll tell you
one thing. It will not happen. I'm so confident.
If it does,
Hamza, answer the question, man.
Answer the question.
Nothing happens.
Nothing will happen because I'm confident.
Hamza, that's not the question. Hamza. That's not the question.
That's not the question. I'm not going to say because I'm confident.
That's not the question.
Okay, Hamza, I don't like muting people, but I'm going to mute you. The question is, if you're found guilty, what will you say? We only want an answer to that. If you're found guilty, what will you say?
If we're found guilty, like of 115 charges, 115, not 113, not 112. We're not doing that because that's what you've used. If I get done for 115 charges, I will come out here and I'll apologize to every single fan base and say, I've been done. You are correct. But if I don't get done for 115 charges, I get done for little charge not cutting the grass or I did not cooperate. I don't care. Because
he answered. Move on. It's a celebratory day.
KJ, I've got to move on. I'm running out of time. And there's 38 super chats to get through, and I've got to respect the audience. Also, Chairs and Andrew are backstage as well. Yeah, so I'm going to go through some of these here. Terry, thoughts on Pep being the greatest of all time, despite almost always having the most expensive and depth squad. So look, I've always said this about Pep: spending money comes with its own pressures. So I will defend the money side of things when people throw that out, because Sir Alex Ferguson spent a lot of money, but it also comes with a huge amount of pressure on him being the greatest of all time. Look, it's a debate that needs to be had. I still put Fergie above him, and I put Fergie above him because I believe he competed against in an era where there was a lot more teams of a higher standard. It doesn't mean this City team isn't of that standard, but I'll give you an example, and people can debunk it if they want. But every single season, not every single season, I want to make sure I phrase this right. There was large proportions of times where Man United were in title races, where there was 2 or 3 other teams that could win it. There was always 2 or 3 horse races in the title races. But in Europe, we had multiple teams in England every season that were tipped that they could go on to win the major honours in Europe. Plus, when it comes to Europe, in the 90s and in the 2000s, 2 or 3 English teams could win it. A couple of Spanish teams could win it. A couple of German teams, a couple of Italian teams, French teams, Portuguese teams, Dutch teams could win it. Now, the start of every season, unless you predict City, Bayern, Real Madrid, or Liverpool, you pretty much get laughed at for suggesting anybody else could win the Champions League, because none of us view them as good enough. So I think you have to factor that in. That isn't a dig at Pep, but that's just looking at the, looking at eras in that way. I would liken it to this. Say someone starts playing tennis tomorrow, and in 20 years' time, they've got the most amount of slams, but they're the only person at that level. Does that make them better than Federer and Nadal and Djokovic that did it all whilst competing against each other? You have to factor these things in sport, but that's a debate for another day. You've created a fantastic channel, Terry. You are, and fairness throughout has been appreciated. Arsenal will come again. Look, I appreciate that. Not everybody likes the honesty, but that's just it. I know I'm being truthful and I'm being honest to the best of my abilities, but thank you very much, Mikey. And if I'm being honest, the majority of the football terrace community is you all, because without you, it's just me talking into a fucking camera by myself, innit? Do you know what I mean? So thank you all. Man City winning the league 4 years in a row is a serious achievement. It's up there with Lance Armstrong winning 7 Tour de France is on the bounce.
And they both cheated.
Dan clapping and nodding to V, talking about being part of history. He won't be part of history in his lifetime with his fan base's mentality. Thank you, Dragon. Arsenal fans shaming Spurs fans, and then that AFTV video shows up. The problem is, though, that where I'll defend certain Arsenal fans is this: that was DT that said that. That's not the Arsenal fans that are having. Young Daniel sent a letter to his club begging them to lose the game. So that's why Dan's getting stick, because he personally did it. I get people going at DT and Troops who wanted to lose a final. I think they were in those videos. But that doesn't mean Dio is going to take any heat for that, because football fans are not a monolith, generally speaking. If KJ and me if I have an opinion on Man United that KJ doesn't share, KJ hasn't got to hold my opinion if it goes wrong. That's weird, isn't it?
Terry,
yeah.
What do you think of some United fans that don't want you guys to qualify for cup runs for next season?
You mean for Europe? That's different.
Yeah.
Well,
what do you think of that?
I'm one of them.
What do you think of a fan saying, I don't want to be successful enough to qualify for a European Cup next season?
It's wrong, in my opinion.
Fair.
Yeah, I'm one of them. And I have my reasons that
I understand why people what people are
saying
saying
about
about
us to lose. Put it this way, I didn't.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
It's just in interest of time, but
Yeah.
I get where you're coming from, because there's more time to work on the new system, more time at training.
Yep.
At the same time, you don't know how good you're going to be. And if you're not in a tournament and suddenly we actually a really decent team next year, you think, oh, we could have won that.
We ain't trying to win the Conference League. Come on.
Yeah, well,
Liverpool
I
and the Champions League this season is a prime example. If we were
Yeah.
on the Dortmund PSG side, whether people like it or not, we could have been in the final right now. Simple as.
You have some shame. You lost to 3-0 to Atlanta. Keep going. Bro.
I know, but I'm saying.
Let me try and get through these super chats. I'm going to run out of time today. I'm sorry. Thank you all for giving me the chance to be on the terrace this season. Very optimistic for Man United's future, regardless of whether Ten Hag stays or goes. Again, thank you for the super chat. Listen, I need Staffy to come on here more and slag off Rasmus Højlund, because he's literally scored 2 goals in 2 games that Staffy says he'd never have the ability to do. Twining man up and scoring. If you haven't got your stocks in Rasmus, invest now. It's not like Spurs will win anything. They might as well cheer our losses. True. In 1999, United needed to beat Spurs on the last day or Arsenal would have won the league. Spurs fought until the end. Fans weren't proud of losing. Of course, I actually watched it. Again, if you're not a United fan, you might not want to watch it. Go and watch the 99 documentary. Maddest fact. 2 or 3 games into that season, Sir Alex Ferguson handed in his notice and his resignation. Even none of the no one knew. It didn't come out. That's how airtight my club used to be in terms of news getting out, bro. Like now, that shit's Luckhurst would know about it in 5 minutes. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. But yeah, it's a great documentary. I felt very sad though for where we are now. United fans, how does 8th look from down there? Dan, your lucky team actually won today, but Spurs won't be lucky next season. Up the Chelsea. Yeah, 8th place is an awful look because my team has been absolutely horrendous for large parts of the Premier League season. But we have a chance to actually have the second best season out of all Premier League teams next weekend. That will be the real. I know next weekend everyone's hope. This is what's weird. Everyone's going to be hoping that City win the FA Cup next week because what will hurt Chelsea and Arsenal and Liverpool and Spurs fans more is this Man United team having a better season than them. So they're going to hope for more City success, I'm sure. Chelsea finishing the season with 5 wins out of 5 is going under the radar a bit. Summer will be key. It's not Canyon. It's not been under the radar on the terrace. We have definitely spoken about that. One thing that actually came out, I'm going to wait for about Poch. I want to bring it when the Chelsea boys come out in a minute. Don't interchange managers often. Why? Oh, yeah, because you want to win. That's why Arteta should go. I'd take Inzaghi, real talk. That's the Mo.
He's not going to. Inzaghi's not going to leave, bro. But that's why I said someone on the market. He's not gonna leave now. Maybe you take him next year. His contract runs out next year. Like this is not realistic. We said realistic. Like saying that I'll take Xabi Alonso. The guy said he's not leaving. Yeah, you take Xabi Alonso, but he's not going. It's very simple.
Yeah,
and Inzaghi just won the league title. Why would he go now?
I very much look at it like, you know what I mean? People going, oh, do you know what? I think I'm going to break up my girlfriend. Why? I'm going to take a shot on Michelle Keegan. It's like, yeah, it's not going to happen though, is it? Like, don't give it all up for big up Keegan if you're watching. Foden is the best player in the world right now. Do you agree with that, V?
Oh my God.
Right now, I haven't watched any other game today. So I only watched.
No, it doesn't mean
today.
Fucking today. He means in general
it's a joke,
right now.
Terry. It's a joke, Terry. Let it slide.
I don't know if you North Americans and sarcasm.
It's fine. It's taken me a while to get used to your English humor. Now, best in the world. I can't go so far to say that. But is he amongst? Yes, he is.
Yeah, yes, I agree. Allison is better than Edison. I agree with that, actually. 100%. I do agree with that. 100%.
Everyone would agree with that except Hamza.
And that's not even a dig at Edison. Edison is still world class, but I just think Allison is better. History with an asterisk beside it, Hamza. I swear. I'm going to get, we should get, if they get found guilty, we should wear like t-shirts with just an asterisk on it. That's what we should just get done.
All the Premier League titles and then with an asterisk on each of them. Oh my God, man.
Stephen here says, thank you, Terry, for the incredible season-long content. Big up to Mo. Mo and Husam for saying what's on their minds. Cheer up, Arsenal fans. Will continue next season. Thank you very much indeed for that amazing super chat. Credit where credit is due. Man City winning the league 4 times in a row is phenomenal. It's right up there. Oh, sorry, with Lance Armstrong winning 7. 2 people have done it. Someone must have tweeted that. Some people are stealing tweets. Giuseppe is right. All of the other fan bases are creating a toxic beast that is threatening the competitive nature of the Premier League. Power corrupts. I think what Giuseppe said is right. Hamza, you didn't support City all those years. If you did, who was the only player that scored in the 8-1 Middlesbrough game without Googling it? The problem is, you guys ask.
Can I respond to? I'm sorry, Terry. Can I respond to the super chat just very quickly? Why are you asking Hamza this question when everything can be Googled? Why? Anybody? Husam knows stuff from the 80s and the 70s, right? Did Husam watch these stuff? No, he didn't. He learned about them because he loves the club. This question is pointless and useless, right? I'm sorry for everybody that is trying to prove a point that Hamza was a fan of somebody else. Yeah, but that's not the way because anybody can just learn their history.
What Hamza and V, because I trust Hamza and V and Patrick and all the City fans 100%. We all wore football kits as children. This is what I would do if I was in their space. I would just go back to my parents' house, get the photos of me as a kid in my Man City kit, and shut everybody up. That's what Hamza and these guys should just do. I would. If someone said, Terry, you weren't a United fan as a kid, I'm sure, I don't remember them, but I'm sure in a big box of family photos in my dad's loft, I'm sure there's loads of pictures of me in the Man United kit. So that's what that's what we should just do, guys. Next City match reaction, bring your photos, and then we'll shut all these trolls up in the chat. That's what we'll do. That's what we'll do.
It'll never stop, Terry. You know that.
I don't. No, of course, bro. Listen, I want it to stop for you guys. I don't like it when you guys get trolled like that.
It won't.
So
It won't. It does.
no,
It don't matter.
if you pull out a picture of you as a 4-year-old in a Man City kit,
Vader,
no
it
one's
will.
trolling you again.
No,
Vader, it will. Vader, it will shut. Vader, it will shut. Vader, it will shut them up.
Listen, I'm
It
not
will
going to
shut
have
them
a
up.
photo of me at age 4.
Go away.
Have a memory of me with my uncle at age 6, and he's talking and showing me a program of a game. So I don't that type of going back and proving when
it might be a little different for being in North America because I don't know the accessibility. But Hamza, someone who grew up in the UK for most of his life, again, he will have those photos of him as a kid. I'm saying to stop the trolls. I think that's what some of you man have got to do. Like no one. Daps did it. Like people accuse Daps of not being a United fan as a kid. So Daps did it in my studio. He bought some memorabilia and some stuff when he was a kid, and he shut all the idiot trolls down that were going at him. And no one's ever again gone at him again that knows of him and done it. So I think Hamza, all of you, just do it, and then we'll shut them down together, mate. 110%. This here says going to Sicily for a month on Saturday, Giuseppe.
Enjoy the food.
I was waiting for you to say I'm not actually Italian. My mum just liked the name. Yeah, Sicily's amazing. Thoughts on the Prem chief not being at the Etihad to award the title because it's immoral? He was at the Emirates. Listen, if the Premier League chief thinks they've cheated, I think it's absolutely fair that he's not there right now. That makes
Terry, what he said was, what they said. The reason is because they don't want any memory of him handing the trophy to City if, for any reason, City gets found guilty. That's not going to be a good look because people can always go back and be like, "Hey, you handed the trophy to Chief."
Bro,
so that's why he said. That's why
right now, right?
Vader, I see your face. Vader, I see your face. We're not saying City is guilty. It's like someone saying, Dio, I need to stay away from you right now because there's some charges.
Guys, we're going to run out of time.
That's all I'm just saying.
Right now, if any of you were offered the chance to have a picture standing next to P. Diddy, would you take one now? You wouldn't do it now, would you? You wouldn't do it now, would you? You'd be like, yeah, I might wait for the court case, bruv. Then I'll get the picture. I get it.
Even still.
Question: in any league, has Pep taken a team under third place and led them to the title?
No.
Pep
is never going to manage AC Milan, a club like that, Napoli. Even if he manages in Italy, he'll manage Juve. He always manages the mammoth of the country.
Hamza City. It says Hamza City is the Lance Armstrong of football. We will see when the court case happens. Seriously though, Hamza and V, when did you start supporting City? See, that's what I mean. We've got to stop these trolls. Get the pictures out. Get the
great.
pictures out.
Terry, hold on. Listen. Me and Professor, this is good business. Every time I'm on here, there's a super chat asking this question.
It's true, but I'm
not answering it.
But I don't want super chats. I want to stop these people coming at you. So let's work together.
I want you to stack.
Do you know what we'll do? No, do you know what we'll do, boys? I know Hamza can hear me. Just send me the picture, and then I can tell everyone I've seen it.
If they started in 2012, and didn't like a team before, that's 12 fucking years. That's a long time. That's a long time.
One thing I will say,
congratulations, Manchester City.
Like really and truly, when does it matter when people start supporting a team if they get into football for the first time? They have to start with a club. So
no, I hear 110%. I hear 110%. I hear it. Chelsea finishing. Sorry, already spoke about that one there. Already done that one too. Sorry. If Arsenal had a striker like Haaland this season, they would win the league by 1 point. Fulham, West Ham, and Villa all came down to not having a striker and finishing their chances. In Pep we trust. Foden is different gravy. Yeah, listen, I think there's so many things you could put it down to. All depends on your disposition. You could argue that goal that Newcastle scored that shouldn't have existed. You could argue the penalty they should have got against Villa. You could argue missing chances. There's multiple things that go into it. And then do you know what? If Arsenal won it by a point, City fans would say that goal that was disallowed when we played Liverpool, that cost us. Everybody can play that game, you see. That's the problem with it. Staffy missing again. He was backstage. He was backstage, Colin, to be fair. Staffy was backstage. He's not there now. We've not been able to get everybody on. Mark Zuckerberg's love child is that Spurs kit.
So you're talking about Dan.
Right. Yeah. Is what is wrong today with today's fans. Spurs could have got Champions League, anything but Arsenal, is what Phil says. Thank you, Phil. As an Arsenal fan, I'm proud of my team and my manager. We will win. I think he means we'll win the league soon. I think Arsenal will. I don't know if you remember Lee. I think it means Lee Gunner made a bet with him that if Man City win the Premier League, someone in the chat has to donate £1,000 to a children's hospital. I do remember somebody, Lee, earlier on in the season making that bet with someone. They said Arsenal would win. He said City would win. There was a £1,000 bet. So if you are watching, I don't remember who you are, though. That's the problem. I've done so many shows. You owe £1,000 super chat. Pep will keep winning. He'll be City's Ferguson and stay for 10, 15 years in total, maybe more. No reason for him to leave. People will keep crying. Yeah, we all hope that doesn't happen. 115 charges to get a wage bill the size of Arsenal's revenue. Can't wait for the court case. There must be a reason for all the non-compliance. Listen, I think it's a good theory. We're going to have to wait and see, though, my friend. Nobody will talk about this City team in years to come like people talk about United in '99. Do you think? I don't. This is what I will say. If they're cleared of the charges, they will be. They just will be. If they're found guilty, no, they won't. They'll never get any respect. So I think that. If they are innocent, which they very well could be, people will speak about this City team. They will. Well, do you know how we know that? Because that Aguero moment is still spoken about now, 12 years later. So I think it will, Colin, to be fair. But thank you for the super chat. KJ, it's because everyone knows we're being fucked by corrupt oligarch. Does that mean what? Inorganically. Okay, yeah, corruption inorganically. That word threw me. And there's nothing to be done about it but wait until it's over.
You still hate them though. Like, you should make them hate them more. Look,
It should make you hate them more. It should. It absolutely should. Does Pep's success in winning league titles highlight how he's actually underachieved in the Champions League, not even getting to back-to-back finals with Barca and City?
Who cares?
Answer is yes.
Wow.
No,
Pep has underachieved in the Champions
no,
100%. When you're
No,
favorite,
Why is he not? Why is he not, guys? If you guys are saying no,
If you are favorites every year and you do win it, you won it only once, you're underachieved. Simple. If Liverpool are favorites every year to win the Premier League and they won once, they'll be underachieving. Right? Winning it once does not justify you being favorites every year. Guys, it's a
People
simple,
take underachieved now anyway.
Wait, what?
Guys, it's simple math. Guys, simple
But
math.
we've been in the Champions League for 10 years. We're the youngest in the Champions League.
Just let me.
We've only been there for 12 years.
The case is very simple.
50.
Yeah, the case is very simple. You have been favorites over the past 5 years. You won it once. That's called underachieving. That's it.
But
I think it's a very simple thing.
By definition.
That's
By definition, that's a definition.
That is a fair point. If you're the favourites to win it and you don't win it, that's an underachievement. I didn't think. I look at Pep this way. Pep, has he won it twice or 3 times?
Once with City, twice with
Dortmund. Okay, but that's also the problem. When you've won it 3 times.
It's hard to say you underachieved.
That's what I'm saying.
It's hard to say you underachieved.
No, with City though. With City only. Forget Barcelona. He had.
We didn't have the experience. And you guys all mentioned on what it takes to win a Champions League.
Think about
Can I speak without being interrupted, Husam? When we talk about Champions League, everybody wants to mention heritage. Everybody wants to say you can't just put talent together and win it. And when Manchester City happen to have a strong squad, and I don't know, gamblers are saying that we're favorites, it doesn't mean that we're favorites when you still have a Real Madrid and you have a Bayern in the mix trying to win things.
Because Chelsea under Tuchel were a better team than Man City's Pep. Yes, he's right. Go ahead.
Martin here says, Man City fans at the stadium are chanting, "Are you watching Declan Rice at their trophy parade? Arsenal trending #1. We are massive." Yeah, it's crazy, actually. The top 4 trends in the UK. Well, the only one that's City directly is 115 is trending right now. I did go and check.
I've got it here. City is trending.
That's crazy.
That's beautiful.
We'll remain
Yeah,
under the radar.
I'm in the south of the country, so it could be. Yeah, I mean, right now trending on my thing, I'm on trending page. 115 charges is top. Then it's cheating. Then it's goal of the season, which will be Caicedo. Then it's bottled. Then it's Thomas Partey. Then João Felix. Then bottlers. Then Porro. Then Martinez. And then, funnily enough, it says Staffy was wrong about Højlund. No, it doesn't. Can you imagine if it did? I'd die. What a wonderful 2 days of football. Oxford making the championship, Bayer Leverkusen winning the Bundesliga unbeaten, and Crawley making it to League One. I'm glad you've enjoyed. And do you know about the invincible thing? For years, people have said to me, Bundesliga tax. Now people are saying, going in, because they've got more points, Bayern Munich's invincible season is better than Arsenal's. But it's in the same league that they say has got This is what I mean with social media. If Bundesliga tax exists, it can't be a better Invincibles, in my opinion. But that's, again, another debate for the top 6 years.
Can I just say, I don't know why, yeah, but third on my trending is Lance Armstrong, bro.
I love it.
You were salty fan base. When you're salty, you have nothing to do in your life other than writing on social
Don't even
media.
try it. You said Klopp is the German
We're
Ranieri.
celebrating. No one's writing social media.
Hamza, you're too shameless. Hamza, I'm sorry, Hamza, you're too shameless to be saying this foolishness. No one can say.
Even you, Hamza, are not. Even you, Hamza, are not celebrating. You're just complaining about. Complaining about what other fans are doing. That's all
guys, I've got to try and get through super chats. I'm really running out of time. How does 115 charges take away winning 9? It doesn't win 9 in a row. They've won 4 in a row. I don't know where this 9 comes from. And performing so well. Game is being played on the field. But this is the problem with that statement. Okay. Again, I don't like these points because whenever I do it, it always gets clipped up and people make it sound like I'm saying they're 100% guilty. But if the charges are true, the squad that's been built, that's generated the ink, it wouldn't exist without cheating. So therefore, it wouldn't be performing on the pitch.
What about stealing scouting reports?
Again, but they've been punished for that level. Again, they were punished and it was deemed adequate. And what I'm saying is
already. But the snowball effect.
This is the thing when people. Joey Barton sort of said you have got to do it on the pitch still, but let's not pretend like people haven't cheated in sport and not won. Dwayne Chambers is a prime example. Man was juiced out his eyeballs. He weren't winning the gold medals. That doesn't mean it's not cheating at the end of the day. Imagine you cheat on the test at school, but you fail it still. You still get in trouble for cheating. Like, end of the day, like.
What about Real Madrid when they got convicted and got banned for 3 years? Are we taking all this Champions League away?
But this is
we have to be honest. Take out the Real Madrid 3 Champions League in a row then.
What cheating are they guilty of? What I don't know about this. What did they do?
Financial fair play. UEFA banned them for 3 transfers, not even spending.
Okay. So what did they do though?
They were found guilty. They were banned.
Of what?
Financial fair play.
No, that's too generic. Specifically, what did they do?
Boy, they cheated they
don't know.
The books. Classic.
You don't know.
Again. So this is the thing. Are you saying they've done what City have been accused of in terms of faking money into the?
Are you going to take away Real Madrid?
I don't. Listen, Hamza, you're not understanding my question here because I don't know the specifics of what they did. Because remember, teams in the Premier League this year have been found guilty of breaching profit and sustainability rules. That's different from essentially committing fraud to circumvent them. They're different scenarios. We've had this conversation before, so I don't know what Real Madrid did. But we're talking.
What I'm saying. The fact that you guys don't know about it shows your biosness.
No, it doesn't show.
You don't even know about it. That's you, bro. You don't even know what it is.
For 3 years, and you guys never knew.
When did it? What year did it happen?
They got banned for transfer. It's 2015.
When did 2015?
Just put Real Madrid banned by UEFA.
Yeah, but
banned. I've got to find it now. Okay, Real Madrid banned. Transfer ban reduced. Court arbitration on signing players. Okay, hang on. Let's have a little read. 7 years ago. So the court arbitration of sport had reduced Real Madrid's ban on signing players, and the club will now be able to make signings in the window. Trying to find out what they actually did.
They were found to be breaching rules over transfer of foreign players under 18. Yeah. So you see, the decision they were cheating by signing youngsters.
Okay. So again, I'm sure that but that's different to what you've done. If they would have cheated to a point where they built a squad that UEFA believes was amazing, say they built the squad through doing dodgy transfers that won them trophies, then yeah, I think it would be fair to strip them. I would absolutely agree. Terry and the gang, I'm pumped that City are making history with all the North American teams winning 4 in a row. Also, having greens is the best. Of course, eat your greens, bro. Thank you, Chike. Fans want to criticize Man City, but where is your club's ambition in the Premier League? Your ambition from your owners, your manager, players, and fans. I mean, you can't say Arsenal haven't got ambition with what this is the irony. They slag Arsenal off. Look how much you've spent and you ain't won anything. Where's your ambition? I'm fucking there. Do you know what I mean? It's definitely there. Can we please get a panel with young Daniel, Hamza, Igal, and Don? I think I might get an aneurysm with that panel.
My favorite thing is that Don is included with these. Everyone knows he's a fraud as well.
Arteta wins the cereal box prize bottlers again. Big up Hamza, best YouTube champ. Thank you. Must be hard for Hamza to pretend he actually cares about City when his real team just lost the league 115. I agree with KJ. Felt like teams used to try harder because you were champions. Nowadays, teams just look like they roll over after conceding. We aren't hated because we are a class team and not passion merchants like United and Liverpool.
I see the teams trying harder thing back in the day. The whole
No one hates
the whole people showing up. No, the whole people showing up to Old Trafford and already knowing they've lost. The whole fear factor. The whole that's not true. It's like City has that. That's what it is. They have that cachet. People know. Yeah, of course, first you're kind of screwed. So I get what he's trying to say on the us fans not jumping on them, but the point is what he said there, I don't agree with because in respect to Superchat, it's like City has created that. If they score first, you're like, oh shit, we're probably going to lose this.
Yeah. No, there's definitely that. Shout out to the Ten Hag in, folks. Worst finish than Moyes, less excitement than LVG's football, more dysfunctional than Jose, no excitement or vibes like Ollie, but we should keep him because of one trophy.
Big facts.
That's a great.
I mean, it could be an even deeper conversation in a week's time. It could be 2 trophies, couldn't it? The mindset has shifted from we can also to win the league to I am the best of the rest. Previously, people hated Fergie time. Now you have 0 people. Now you have 0 people saying about the 115 charges. Well, that's not true. People definitely criticize City for that. We've just been talking about it on the show, bro. Bias refs. There is even Pep worship. We aren't blind to it. City's success is reliant on Pep. It's clear to everyone that you can be in your prime and still lose to City. I'd rather wait for Pep to leave rather than contend with him. That's from C. I think he's a Chelsea fan.
He just said that in the Sky Sports he might extend a contract and he wants to speak to the owners. And
you know what I want? You know what I like? I'd like. Sorry, go ahead, KJ. Go ahead.
No, you've been selected. Go.
I was gonna say I would like Pep to keep his extension news really on the hush. Really keep that airtight. Let the other clubs extend with their managers, and Pep adds on another 2 years. That makes it 10 years. But I also want to point out, listen, the competing with City, that's not we're going to slip. We're going to slip. It's part of what football is. And it's not to be an expected thing, but it is for your club to fix up. And I think we're seeing it all across the board with United getting Omar, with Liverpool, and they've looked to search and probably got the next manager after Klopp. It's not a matter of everyone's going to dip and it's just going to be City running away with it. I think other clubs are leveling up, and there's no difference to that previous super chat. There's no difference to City's dominance with a great manager, because the same thing happened when United had theirs, Arsenal, and Liverpool.
Oh, I hear. I just hope he doesn't extend. I know there's still some people backstage, but I genuinely have run out of time. So I'm so sorry to everybody who's been waiting. I had to get through them super chats. This stream is going to take you through to Mo and Husam's channel, MHF. So go over there and support that and keep it continuing. We're back tomorrow with more. I might have some content in the morning. I don't know yet. I've got to take my brother to the hospital, but I'll be back in the afternoon. Top 6 show on tomorrow as well. So make sure you're all here for it, where we're going to be rounding up the season, looking ahead towards the FA Cup. And of course, my favorite time of the year, transfer window, baby. Remember to go check out NordVPN. I know a lot of you have already signed up to it. Once you've got NordVPN, you've got to get yourselves to Tanta Sports. I know the Premier League season has ended, but there's so many more sports available on there, and you can get this for $3.99 a goddamn month. $3.99 a month for all of that. It's crazy. So get yourself signed up to NordVPN and then go and check out Tanta Sport. Get yourself signed up. Do it via your Apple phone and pay it through that, the $3.99. It's amazing. So scan that QR code on the screen now. Gentlemen, thank you all very, very much. It is the last Premier League match reaction of this season. But we're going to be live for the FA Cup, live for the Champions League final, live throughout the Euros, and then probably live in pre-season. So we're not going anywhere. Until next time, everyone, take care. Goodbye.
Champions!
And I will see you all again very, very